Yeesh. Hmm. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you guys are having a great start to your day. A little bit late start for me. Want to dive right into the charts as the New York cash markets just opened. Not too many pleasantries this morning, but essentially let's dive right into this. Kind of get an idea as far as what we're looking at here. I'm charting at 15-minute right now for myself. This essentially was the open area. We can see that we're getting pushes down to the downside. I did have a target here on a 4-hour, something I was looking at earlier, essentially breaking this previous low right over here inside this area, the previous 4-hour low. That's really what I'm looking at right now. Right now, it looks like it wants to go a little bit lower in that regard. From an indicator perspective, you know, we got sell signals, we got some divergence that's sitting right over here, but we still got compression sitting on this ADX right over here. I mean, these are all-time low levels for an ADX perspective, so kind of monitoring that right now as we go. I didn't build any shorts into that move. Actually, I need to open up BitConnect real quick. I should have, but I didn't. So I'm going to see if I can get a retest here. I'm going to go back to a 15-minute. And see if we can get back into this little pocket over here. Essentially, you know, 2000 being a psychological number to wave B for this pattern right over here. You know, that was a key level that needs to be reclaimed to move higher. The higher target that I have sit right around like 2174, 2162 inside the month of February. I think that would be best case scenario for us if we can get to those levels. But that's not just appearing just yet. So looks like New York wants to dump. There was really not much movement for London. That was my anticipation for London, was to have some type of move just based on where we were on 4-hour and based on where we were on even on lower time frames, but not so much. One promising news here is just that we do have a lead up phase that's printing a 3 right here. We did get a 13, but we are printing a 3 here. This, mind you, this is a 15-minute, so not giving much weight to that. I don't have a lead up phase. Actually, I do have a lead up phase here on a 4-hour. I actually printed a 1 right over here with a 9 failure right here inside this zone, which was right around 2107. So at some point we go back and clear that. It's just a matter of when. Let me do a couple things. Hang on, guys. All right, sorry about that. Got to get everything logged in on my end. Here, let's get a camera view in there real quick. There we go. What up, Sniper? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, that 1957 area was kind of a key area for me. It was on the previous session, but right now, considering that we've actually had another session that has developed since then, kind of changes the narrative here. We got to go 4 back, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really going to be this area right here. You know, really flirting with that psychological 2000 level is ultimately what we're looking for. You know, if we can get a break above that, then yeah, we have a high potential of moving to those higher areas. But I think we're going to continuously flirt around with these areas. I had made some levels last night, right? These were these targets that I was looking at. Just based on this Navarro right here, it's this bearish pattern that you see right here. I was just putting something together, looking at like 1900 down to like 1763 inside those areas that we could potentially come to. So it's either or, right? It's a higher low, or we break a higher high, at least going into short term, which would put us in that 2174, puts us inside of that order block that sits right over here. Overall, pretty aggressive for opening, right? Like, we're only like 16 minutes into the open. I had a short here. I closed it. It was a scalp for me. And then we obviously we revisited this area. I could have looked to re-scalping that again. I just didn't. I didn't pull the trigger in time. If you did, then, you know, GG, congrats. But look at that. I mean, that's just straight up open, just straight drop. I wouldn't feel comfortable longing inside of these areas. I've mainly stripped a lot of my long already. When we were sitting at this 2000 area, when we started failing to break this area, I started stripping my long, and then I started clipping it even more once we started losing like 1980. That was like one of the key areas for me, something I was mentioning inside the server yesterday. I don't have any clean setups for us just yet, mainly just monitoring it. 1939 holds, and then that was our wave 2 for a minor wave. But if we breach that area, then, you know, I'm looking at 1930s and down to all the way down to 1763 inside that area. So more fun stuff for ETH. Fun market. I mean, that's overall pretty aggressive. It's pretty wide. You're gonna go V-shaped that way? That's really ugly. I mean, overall, I mean, it's still technically a valid pattern. Just, you know, we haven't seen that V shape. We saw a V shape starting to form, and then we obviously got to throw it back down into this neckline area. So there's a couple things that are moving here. I feel like those are kind of risky longs, in my opinion. So I haven't found any real add backs to them. You know, this is really what I'm looking at on a 4 hour. I do like the DMI on a 4-hour perspective. And it's this right here, this ADX, where it's sitting. I mean, there's a big move that's brewing. There's a big move that's brewing. So if you're positioned on the long, that's obviously what you're waiting for. If you took a position here at the 2000 areas as far as shorts, then, you know, there could be an opportunity where you get a move all the way back down to 1763. My 1921.49 entry level, I removed that just as a FYI. So if anybody's curious, anybody's lost in the sauce, I did remove that. It was an area that I was looking for as we were coming back down lower at that time. Yeah, I removed 1920. Yeah, New York just said, yeah, we're gonna dump. I have a feeling we get to, just based on this move, honestly, it feels like we're gonna get to 1763. I'm gonna go to a slightly higher time frame. I want to see some things here. We got some green dots. I mean, we have higher lows. I'm still positioned long on my side. I mean, I'm running mine to break even. Because if I lose 1921, then I'm definitely going to be heading back towards probably sub 1800. To be honest with you, probably retest 1763 inside of those areas. Right, because this is all volatility, at least on a 610, 4 hour kind of 1 hour, excuse me, 4 hour, showing the same thing. And that's I'll be honest with you, that's difficult to position yourself. Sure, the short seems easier, absolutely, but that could all change through the course of the day. DI positive can flip up with ADX pushing it up. That could all change. Game of patience, guys. That's all it really is. It's a game of patience. That's a 13, yeah. There you go, River. Come on down. There, got to break a structure. Got a 7 and a 4. I'm waiting for River should come down a little bit lower. I want to see a green dot print on River. Something's fueling this dump though. 230. No major fundamentals really. And see how this is all coiled right here? You got buy signals, but you also have sell signals that are also showing as well too. And you have divergence as well with it. Volume is matching though. That's my only concern. Volume is matching on 1 hour. We got a nice change of character that appeared too. So if it's already retraced 88% of this move up, you know, the next logical move is going to be coming back and revisiting this area. Yeah, 15 minutes is on a straight nosedive. I missed that. I missed that. It's alright, I'll wait. 15-minute volume slowed down. Did it? No, it didn't. Why is that showing differently on Bytunix? Bytunix is showing volume slow down on their 15-minute. Yeah, their 15-minute showed a slowdown there. That's interesting. Yeah, if I take entry, yeah. I really want to see what occurs here, right? Like, I mean, we just had a straight open and a nosedive. You know, there was no retest of New York open low at all here in this area. None whatsoever. So I'm curious to see what that looks like. I'm going to float down here to a 1 minute. Actually, let's go back to 15-minute. Yeah, see? Bounce, 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 and then boom. Not even a retest on a 1 minute. So I'm curious to see what occurs there at those levels. Relatively decent area right over here. Let's put a box up on this right here, because we're kind of tapping into that right now as we speak. I just don't know if that box is going to hold really. We're deep into it now. There was somewhat of a demand there, right? Somewhat of a demand, because that's what pushed us into the 2000s. I mean, we got strong resistance that sits right over here. That's scalp weather right there. I'm gonna wait for this next candle on a 15-minute to see what occurs here. See if we get another green dot that prints. if it chooses to print. Right, something like that. So maybe I get back into this 39 or possibly even 33 area over here. I'm more interested, me personally, I'm more interested in finding the dips to long versus the shorts. I have taken some shorts, but I'm more interested in the longs, personally speaking. You gotta change the character right here. Let's see if we retest that. Or if we push higher and get another change of character. Because see, you got change of character, change of character, change of character, change of character. So this is all just screaming volatility. Now one side on this little range right here has given a break of structure on either side. So the direction is still not confirmed, if that makes sense. It's crazy. I had a short running from there. I mean, if you long this area, you know, I'm not mad at you. I wouldn't blame you. I'm gonna drop this down to here. All right, because we tap. Actually, I'm gonna bring it to the body. Right there. Right, because obviously there was some form of demand that sat right here in this area in 1939 that pushed us into the 2000s. And you can see that we clearly hit like a psychological level. There just wasn't enough interest at 2000, especially for London. There's just no interest in that. What is USDT doing? ADX kind of leveling off here. Really needs to lose strength. See that DI negative. This is on a daily, you know, sitting flat here in these areas. Look when it gets to these flat levels. You know, anytime we get to these double lines right over here, whether it be DI positive, DI negative, either or, I mean, these are lows. These are very low lows for a on a DMI spectrum. So if we can get a red dot, we did get a red dot that printed here. Obviously, we're a peak of wave 3, but I'm not equating this to a wave 4, because even if I add that on, 0.236 would have been the level, but we breached it once, and now we're kind of bouncing off of that. And if that's the boy oh boy, if that's the case, this thing's gonna dump hard. ETH is gonna dump hard, because I have wave 5 sitting somewhere around like 10.5, and that will definitely sweep the lows. That will put us deep into like the 1600s, 1500s, if that's the case. I don't know why I have 2 of these. I'm gonna get rid of one of them. There we go. very bullish if it bounced off of 0.236. We saw the same thing last week, though, guys. We saw the exact same thing last week. You know, pretty choppy for the duration of the week. Wednesday had a little pop. Thursday was more choppy, and then Friday had another pop. I think right now for this stream, it's either here and then we break down, or here and we break down, or it's here, retest, or let's just go a little bit deeper, retest, and then we move up. So like that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, seeing either we come back to this change of character level, which was 1961, and then we see further breakdown, or if it decides to push higher, which would still be inside of a pullback area, which sits right over here. If we can break through here, this level, then all this was just bullish retest. Then we are looking for a break above here, a break above this order block, maybe a retest, and then we can move higher. So several different options. I'm gonna make my assessment as we get to those levels. Again, that's 15-minute, 4-hour. It's a pretty strong move to the downside on a 4-hour. Liquidity pockets, 4-hour. You have some that sit right there. I think you're looking at a 1-hour. Yeah, you're looking at 1918 inside of those areas. I don't know. Let's see if we get hold a higher low. Which puts us right inside that wave C area. Puts me at 1915. That's crazy. You got a green dot that printed on 1 hour with a red dot right next to it. Lower high too. That looks like a symmetrical. Yeah, it looks like a symmetrical. It's 50-50. Matches up with, all right, we're at that level, okay. Reach the breaker structure level. Okay. That's on 1 hour. Excuse me. Excuse me. An hour left on that thing. Yeah, that looks like it went to the change of character level right over here, and started breaking down. It was a very ballsy short, but I understand the technical behind that. So, Danny, good morning. Good morning. I'll post these setups right here. I'll post this inside the chat. So it's either still targeting the same area for the month of February. So I'm just kind of giving you guys some ideas as far as what I'm looking at here. I'll post this inside the corner for us. There we go. All right, just added that inside the stream section, so you guys have an idea as far as what I'm looking at. I don't need this 1980 anymore. I was using this earlier. I really don't need that. And to be honest with you, excuse me, really don't even need these. You can just see it here. I mean, that's where we are. We're stuck inside this doo-doo range. So it's a break on either side. And this is really, I'm looking at, like, what side's really going to break here? That candle right there that we're seeing right now, that's a whipsaw. If that pulls all the way back up, woof. What changes this narrative here? Let's go 4 back. Let's go in the next session because we got 40 minutes left inside this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you close bullish or did you close bearish? 1, 2, 3, 4. So right over here. Does that put me right back at 1980? Is that what I had earlier? Close enough. 1985. I'd say that's probably the next 4-hour session, which kind of lines up with, yeah, lines up precisely with that bottom of that candles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if there's gonna be a short that can stick at these levels because we haven't retested it. So I want to see if a short can stick there in that area. So here's what I'll do. I'll show you now. Right, because sweeping these highs, actually, yeah, yeah, we'll leave it like that. And I'll post it. If I'm going to short this, right, and I just posted the short idea for you guys inside there. Just don't short the first candle, right? Like wait for that candle to, you know, to give acknowledgement. He's back to $8 billion in the red. He hasn't bought. Yeah, he hasn't purchased yet. Excuse me. This guy's still sitting in the red. 8 billion in the red, guys. That's... $6 billion in the red. They're longing ETH on a 5-minute. And no big orders have actually popped in yet. Not like really big orders have popped in just yet. What's up, buddy? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, look at that. So there's orders sitting right at 1750. Right inside that area. A good amount that sit right inside that zone. I don't know why this keeps giving me hype. I can care less about that. Why are people just longing ETH? That's concerning. Are we rotating into it? No, USDT's not doing anything yet. That's weird. Hmm. That's 15-minute. And it's gonna be difficult hitting our goals this week, at least from the challenge perspective. You know, low volume on Monday. At least with the chop. Man, I need a shave. Look, a caveman. Yeah, what's that 1 hour break? Change of character. Yep. It does have a 13. It's the only thing, but it's got a lot of work to do to change that setup phase. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Amen. I'm risky longs here in that area. I didn't add back to mine. Yeah, I think this is your idea, boy. This is what we're looking at. So it's still a good idea. Don't negate it. You know, obviously, if this comes back down to here, ETH is going to be in the toilet. 1763 for sure. For sure. That's if it goes. That's it. That's if it goes. More fun. Good to get one red immediately. Right on that. Yeah, so if the 8 minutes lining up with the 1 hour. I mean, I can see the move a little bit faster. Maybe I'll know. I mean, this was a risky short. It paid out, you know, for those that opened up short here in the morning. But really, you want to look for a range to be broken. We still have a 9 failure that sits right over here, guys. keep getting these higher lows. I feel like they're baiting us here. Same thing on literally almost on every single time frame. Let's go to a 3-day real quick. I see the 3-day printed a green dot for us. We do have a 1 that's printed here. Look at that side by side. I know that pattern. I think it's called a candlestick sandwich. I believe that's what it's called. Hold on. I think that's what it's called. All right, let's get to the S's. Okay, candles, and it's something like candle sandwich or something like that. Rectangle bottoms. That's on a 4-hour. Yeah. I'm looking for this pattern right over here. So I'm here. I'm doing research on the back end. I mean, I do have a rectangle bottom. It's on a 4-hour though, right? Yeah. I got my drop, and I'm kind of moving sideways in this area. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. I know that pattern. I've seen it before. I just don't have the right name for it. Ah, here we go. Here we go. I know it's around here somewhere. Where is it? Three stars in the south. Yeah, stick sandwich. That's what I'm looking for. There it is. Found it. Theoretical performance is bullish reversal, but tested performance is bearish continuation 62% of the time. But I don't have a higher. I don't have a. I need to take this off for a second. I need to take my bars off too. Well, that really wasn't higher. This should have been higher to give me that formation. So I don't have that. Only thing I could possibly see is maybe a 3 stars in the south candle pattern. Yeah, but it swept lower before it went. Okay. Oh, 3 stars in the south. What's the formation for this? 3 downward, look for a tall black candle with a long appear in the downward price. The secondary should be similar, but smaller with a higher low. Yeah, no, that invalid because I got a lower low. Nope, that's not it. Should be more bozu. That's not it either. Yeah, that's it. That happens, but I don't have a engulfing yet. I would need an engulfing here. That would be reversal. And damn, everything is pointing towards bearish continuation, over 50%. Just based on me looking at this from a 3-day. We would need a candle to come up to here to change that narrative. I'm just doing research on my side, guys. Bear with me. Maybe a ladder bottom? I mean, it's got all the formations for a stick pattern, for a stick sandwich. What does it look like on 2-day? No. Let's go to 5-day. We do have declining volume here with absorption. No green dot print just yet. Need that ADX to curve down. And just holding at 60. I don't like that. Unless that's a falling 3, that's gonna suck. That would really suck. Yeah, that's a continuation if that prints like that. You did get a hammer there. To get it, that was good absorption on that. You see, that would be at the top. That's on the bottom, so that's not accurate. This might be it. 3 downward, look for a black candle and a downward price trend. Following that, a white candle opens below the prior body and closes above it too. The last day is a candle in which price closes higher according to Morris. But see, that didn't close higher. This candle needed to close higher. Well, 1, 2, 3. Where did you open? Yeah, no, that's not valid either. I know that means something. I just can't find the right data for it to give me confluence for it. It's not a 3-line strike. It's not a 3 stars in the south. It's not a 3 outside up. Nothing. Yeah, tweezer bottoms. That's the only thing I can see here, which kind of points towards, again, bearish continuation. Farfig Newton. Hey, look at that. That's decent. The only other thing that I can surmise is from a pattern perspective. Rectangle bottom. And what were we looking at? A 4 hour? No. Let's take this off for a second. Where are you? And where are you? There you are. Okay. Where are you guys coming from? Okay, I see you. And where are you? Okay, that's fine. But then that opens up the door for all this. I want to clip these. Because in reality it came down and that's where it started to peak here in this area. Damn, this actually performs 8 out of 39. Downward leading to the chart, price have flat tops and flat bottoms, crossing the pattern from side to side, following 2 parallel trend lines, 2 near horizontal trend lines, bounce price action. Price should touch the trend line at least 3 times and the other trend line twice, 5 touch minimum, using distinct peaks and valleys. And what price is this? 1902. Didn't we just have a level at 1902 on a 34 minute? Yeah, we did. Actually, we had it on a 4 hour. Yeah. So I really didn't even touch this area yet, which is 2147. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's the, I always get that confused. I always get the highlighter confused with the freaking pen. I mean, technically it did touch it. 1, 2, 3. %. I'm gonna assume that's from the downtrend that created that. So I swear everything points right back to 26, 23. Everything points back to this area, man. Everything points back to that. That's freaking crazy. $16 to 48%. Jeez Louise, again. That puts me right back in that same area, man. Oh, where do you guys come from? There you are. And you're my 34. That's the reason why I have you over there. Okay. Yeah, I know it's difficult to see what I'm looking at. I know it's a little messy. Bear with me. And what did I have? 1902? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna set limits for that area of interest that I was talking about right over here. 1903, 1902. Excuse me. Let's add on some dynamics with that. How big is that pocket? 46, 35% inside that area? Yep. I know I had 2174. I mean, that's probably going to be like my first TP. But in a perfect world, that's really what I'd be looking for. I don't have a... I didn't pick up any shorts, did it? Okay, thank goodness. Okay, good. Cool. Because technically, we do have 5 hits. Let's take... let's just go ahead and... Let's just clean this up so we have an idea. What are we on? 4 hour? right, that's cleaned up. This is from monthly. Wait, where are you from? I think you're from monthly, right? Yeah, there you are. Okay. That's a little cleaner. Five hits minimum. I mean, man, this would probably be what we're looking for. Let's throw some order blocks on here real quick. Look at that. Yeah. All right, let's just assume it takes this order block here. Fight for it again. Come back to this area. Over here. Over here. Need to see a break above here. And then just kind of move inside this direction. And then move here at some point. For me personally, I just want to see if February can actually close here. Not being greedy with it, right? Like obviously I have a higher target. A lot of things point towards, you know, 2600s, which is still relatively bearish retest for us. But for the month of February, I want to see February maybe comes into this area right over here. And what does that look like on monthly? Let's go back to monthly. Close here. And then maybe we get that open. It's right on this, in this area, right on this line. Maybe, you know, float down a little bit lower, and then we can move into 26, which is right over here. Still ridiculously bearish. But I mean, if you're positioned long, I mean, there's good profits in that for us. What is River doing? Hey, River, you're back at the fib level. I'm still gonna wait on you. I'm gonna wait on you. And then we got a doji. Did you doji? Oh, let's confirm to see if that doji done us. Yeah, so patterns of breaking there. That's first A, B, and then C. Yeah, we should get a C that sits right over here. Okay, what was I doing here? What was I doing? Lost my train of thought. Bruh, I have the same freaking setup. He's using bars, excuse me, not horns, bars. Oh snap, is that a double? Oh, hold up. I actually might add the confluence on that. Okay, got that. It was horn bottoms. Where's my horn bottoms? Where the F is? Interesting. I'm gonna hide you for right now, buddy. I don't need you right now. Spike volume. All right. Oh, I was looking to see if there's a doji. I squirreled. Jeez Louise. Yeah, it's definitely a doji. It's literally 3 cents. Doji on the bottom here. Let's add some more info to that. Let's look at dojis real quick. Bum, 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 bum. Happy Chinese New Year. ETH tested. Yep, sure did. Let me see if I can get a short on that. Oh man, that's a risky short. Yeah, everything I just went over. Rectangle. F it. I'm gonna run a very tight stop loss on that. I retested it, so let's see. Because I do have a doji that sits inside that area. Nice. Look at that gap right there too, the break of structure. Yeah, those rectangles are difficult to trade, man. I took a risky short, I did. I'm not gonna front, I did take a risky short in the event that I do come back down to that 1902 area. Which was derived from this right over here. Ooh, that feels ballsy. I am not gonna lie. This one feels ballsy. I still have the long though. The long is still going. I got real close to my entry though. Really just want to see a breakout, man. That would be fan freaking tastic. Because like I'm right in the middle of this range right here. That's what makes it super risky. And the main idea for me in this short is not necessary profitability. It's just to protect the short. I mean, protect the long in the event that I do come back to those lower levels. I won't be chipping away at profits that I already had on my long. I've taken some profits on my long, yes, but I haven't fully closed it yet. So if I run into my stop here on my short, it's a $16.61 loss. But New York is just playing mean. I don't want nobody to play. And my entry's a little bit higher. My entry's 1992. Would have had 1985. So I'm at 1992. Right around there. And I'm gonna drop this down. Which now changes my stop to $6, $5.99 if I get stopped. I already took a little tiny profit off it just to cover fees, which was like $5 in profits. We were looking up dojis here. I got distracted again. Sorry. Doji. Where are you, doji? These are... I'm in the patterns. I'm in the wrong section. Doji. Where are you, doji? Here we go. Oh man, I got several dojis here. So it's the long leg doji. Bullish continuation 51% of the time. It's an indecision candle. Where it's positioned is important. And we're on a 4 hour, that's where we're identifying it. Couldn't do that twice. Look at that. It's almost the same price action. I'm just being facetious here. And that, what did it say? 51%, none, look for doji, opening and blah, blah, blah. Overall performance, it ranks 37. Out of 103. Breakouts above 50-day moving average. That's right over here. 2028. I got 2 minutes left on this candle. I'm gonna skim that. Because volume is picking up there, so I just skimmed a little bit off of that short. If anybody's curious. My target was 1902, but I don't know if I'm gonna get 1902. The main idea for the short is to protect my long. In the event that we do come back down into those areas, then yeah. But I have a tight. You can see how tight my stop loss is. It's just above that high. Because we're right in the middle of this rectangle. We're literally smack dab right in the middle of it. So we're taking essentially a gamble here, if you will, of shorting from wave B, this zone right here, into 1902. But it could always just say, you know what, go pound sand and run up to the 100 EMA on a 4-hour. And that's just a lower time frame play. We do have 5 hits in total here, just based on this rectangle bottom. But maybe it wants to give us a couple more hits here in this area, so that's why I'll play the short for short term and then go back in on my long around 1902. It danced right on top of that. I mean, it may even go, it may run to the stop, may go to 1986 and then break down there. Right? Because that's New York open high. So from a trend perspective, like just based on lower time frame, this is technically a bearish retest, right? Because you have your change of character. So this could be technically the bearish retest, and then it's going to move down lower. That's why I was kind of pointing out, saying yes, it is risky, but if it pays out, pays out. Please, yes, stop me. Thank you. Please stop me out. Flex up to here. There's an arrow on top of that? Looks like it. Buy signal there. ADX picking its nose up. Come on. Flush them, squeeze them. Squeeze them. Heavy turbulence there, man. Heavy turbulence. Everybody's neutral. Yeah, everyone's neutral on ETH right now. You can see they're neutral. Now they're opening up shorts now. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, ah! Nope, not the one either. Nope. This thing moves so damn fast. Thank you. He opened up a short just now. Oh, did you close? You must have closed. Some people opened up some shorts here. This guy opened up 1985. That's kind of where we were on a 15-minute. Yeah, decisions. Woof. Just broke below. Scalping that thing, boy. Scalping it. It took 72 in profit off of the off of that already. It runs me into stop, then I think my loss is like $20 now at this point, now that I've adjusted it. I'll let the rest ride. A little bit heavier on my short, just a little bit heavier on my short. Nothing crazy. Or what did we do that within like a couple minutes? Now they're opening shorts. It went a little bit heavier now. Now they're opening shorts. They're long in BTC. But they're opening up shorts here. What did this guy do just now? He longed it. He longed 1986. Boy, it's going to be a battle here. It is going to be a nasty battle here. Be ready. It's going to be a nasty battle. Man, if that turns red, this little area right over here turns red. This little dot right here, if we get a red dot right here, this thing's gonna retrace. Thing is for me is just look at this volume though. It's all declining volume. Sure, we had a nice little push up here. This was absorption. That's why you see it like that. That's absorption. And just a quick heads up, for you guys that are, new to the channel or at least new to our server, we do have some educational content that's in there. If you so happen to hold a VIP role, you have access to that stuff. Just kind of giving you an idea. We do have some updated stuff that was placed inside here. If I can find it myself. Right over here. For trading strategies. That's not what I wanted. Split view. There we go. So information on harmonics right here for candle analysis, kind of like what you see me doing right now. It's just deep stuff that's in here. You guys see me talk about Elliott waves quite often, how Elliott waves play into harmonics. There's a roadmap there for you. There's information about liquidity zones. There's information in regards to price action, how to trade price action. How to study volume dynamics is also in there. Fib levels is in here. These are the tools that I utilize as far as like the measurements. And then there's information here about TD9 sequentials that's in here. So there's good info in there for you guys. So just a quick heads up in the event that, you're trying to learn and you need information and you're trying to process maybe be my own personal strategy or you're trying to develop your own. That information is there for you. It's 100% free. Just make sure that you have the VIP role inside the server. If you don't, just check out the VIP access channel. It kind of walks you through as far as how to gain access for it. And once that's done, it's literally within like 5-10 minutes. Anyone that's inside this stream that already has VIP knows that, all you have to do is just send me a quick message and make sure the UID is there. Make sure that it's following the referral link and then you're good. I need to add in I have a cheat sheet for harmonics that I'll throw in there for you guys as well too. All the different patterns that I utilize. And other measurements. If you want to do it by hand, the other option is utilizing pattern indicator tool that we have developed here. It already has all the different patterns with the TPs and everything that's in there. Come on, give us a move. So people that were trying to short that change of character, kind of what we were talking about earlier, right? Saying, okay, well, if it's going to come down to this level, it can come down. And then we saw that we had a rejection here in this area, but then it just squeezed them. Boom. Squeezed bottom shorters. And now it's going to start squeezing late longs. Just going right back to what I was saying to you guys earlier, kind of what I've been saying for the last week, really. We're in a chop zone. It's difficult to hold on to any position. So this is why you'll see fast moves, like just in, out, in, out, in, out. I mean, this would be the sweet spot for us. 2157. We could just give it a little smooch. Because I don't think we'll touch a 200. Yeah, I don't think we'll touch a 200 anytime soon. I think best case scenario for us in the month of February is touching this 100 right around this fib level, this area right over here. I think that's like best case scenario for us. If we can close there, yeah, we'll probably get like another move down, maybe testing the 50 inside this area, and then we'll start moving back up. But I think that's going to be the real decision maker for us. Short-term wise, then the next major decision level is going to be right over here, 2600. We can get 2600. I think we can tap into this fib right over here from the monthly. I think monthly I have that at well, maybe I don't have it there. I have you on 987. Where are you? Are you on a 5-day? Where are you? There you are. Yeah, see 0.382. What is that? 2600 and then 0.5. So either wave B comes to this level right over here, 0.382, or we start testing this 2900 area. But first we gotta get across those levels first. 2174, then 2600s, then maybe 2900s. If we get strong rejection, off of 2600, then we'll be heading back down. And I think we'll blow past like 1500, 1600s, to be honest with you. I think we'll get deep into those trenches, like 1100s, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'll try to keep you guys updated as we go through this. I think the streams are pretty organized in the sense of, what we're looking at for the day, things like that. I'm just chipping away at this challenge, just chipping away. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I would like to have a stupid entry where I can go in heavy and it just, goes to a jillion, but the market's not going to give us that. So I'm really just going to trade what I see and not necessarily remove emotion, because I think that's a silly statement, but just keep them under wraps, right? Like just not get too excited about a move up to the upside, or not get too excited with a move down to the downside. just essentially just trade structure. Right now we're inside this rectangle, so nothing deems holding inside of this. We break above here, and then we start, you know, using this as a point of support. That definitely changes the narrative for us. Then you won't see me short until I get to like 2600s. You know, every dip after that, then I would just be looked to accumulate. We got a couple breaker structures. Probably should have probably pointed that out earlier. Yeah, we got 1, 2. We got 2 there, and we got another one here. They're losing juice right here. Come on. Push, 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 push. There we go. Right back. Came right back. Smells like a trap. Come on, push me out. I'm okay with that. Push me out. There he is. All right. Well, I'm out on index, but I'm not on Bitfinex yet. That's crazy. Bitfinex didn't push me out. And now I'm out. No, it just pushed me out. Okay, good. Tapped into the top right there. We're going to go ahead and remove that. That was just a quick little scalp for us. $70 in profit on that one. We should start seeing continuation. Let's look here at a 1 minute. I just need this 1 minute to test right here, and then we should be good. Come on. Oh yeah, we're just gonna say we're gonna go higher. Nice. So I'm talking about. Let's go. That looks good. Yeah, we're right back inside of this area right here. This needs to act as fuel for us, so we can move higher. Yeah. That's where all that fuel is sitting right now. And be very careful you're shorting in this area. Be very careful because we've visited this area quite a few times, and just remember from this setup that we have inside this rectangle, I mean, we got all this space up here, all this space up here, inside here. So this range is tighter than you think. So please be careful. We do have a break of structure here on a 4 hour. Don't do it to us. Don't do it to us. Let's go back to 1 minute real quick. All right, there's that. We're looking for that test. Not this line. This line right here. This one. I'll paint that red so it's a little bit more visible. Wrong color, Saint. Let's try that again. We did bounce off of wave B from the harmonic pattern that we have. But if we can get a bounce off of here, then we have higher probability that we're going to move higher. Which I'll look to add back to my long if I can get a bounce off of this. My average is like 19, what is my average? 1933. So I have room to play with that. Is there a gap right there? Oh, I filled it. Okay. So you're looking for 1996 to hold. Because I think I can, let's try that again, say. I think I can see a shaved bottom here. No, it's a penny lower. There's no shave bottom there. Actually, let's just do this. Let's just not try to look at it manually. Do I have bottoms on? I do have bottoms on. And we got a shaved head right here. Come on. Come on down. Anybody short 2009? Come on. Test. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. I need to hold that. Come on, hold it. You got an imbalance above. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Excuse me. Nope. De-risk on my side. It just broke that level. I needed it to bounce off of that and hold that area and then clear the imbalance. The next level that it would need to hold is going to be right over here. 1985 again. I'm still long. I just de-risked some of it. Because the way that I view things, price action should come to a specific level, tap a level, and then go. That's what I look for. No, I didn't add to my short. Ah, we closed above it. That's good on a 1 minute. That's what's up. So a little flush out on there. Let's see if we can hold this. Man, if we can hold this, we can definitely get higher. What is this over here? 2017. What's over here? Oh, it's an imbalance that was never cleared. Oh yeah, lost that. No go on that. No go on that. Back down we go. Hates this box. What is USDT? What are you doing? Oh, come on, USDT. You have all the making for a drop. You have all the making for a drop. There it is. Survive. Hold this level. You gotta just hold above here, guys. Hold above here. Couldn't close above this. That's not good. We really need to see a close above this. I wanted the last 15 minutes to give that to us, but not so much. Are we in a new 15 minute? We're in a new 15 minute. Maybe this is the one. Come on. Come on. Let's take a look at 4 because that's where we're at. Got green dots here. It's still in this compression mode. Ay, Dios mío, really. Bears do not want to give up that psychological 2000 level. They don't want to give that up. We touched on it. All right, it's a good hold right there. Good hold. I want to check out seeing what these buy orders are doing. They're shorting it. Jeez. They're shorting it there. They're shorting it there. Please let that be the liquidity for them. River, yes. Nice. Where are you at? 10.5? Cool, you're on track. Yay. I don't have an alarm. I need to set an alarm for this. And I need to set an alarm for this. I already have an alarm on that. Okay, cool. I'm on River. I want to see River at 1.13 fib level first, and then we kind of make some decisions from there. Yeah, it's got more juice to the downside. There you go, USDT. Come on. Let's go to 144 on USDT. We're holding that line. Looks decent. We're holding that line. Looks like the line in the sand that it needs to hold. One, two, three, four. Yeah, so that next candle is going to open up setup phase wise, bearish setup phase. Excuse me, bullish setup phase, which would point towards lower lows. Son of a donkey. We really need to see that level hold. In the perfect world, we need to target this 9 fair. Where was that 9 fair that we had? Was that on 4 hour, right? Yeah, we got a nice one that printed there. Like, this is like, I really want to see that area targeted. And a nice stretch. What does that put us into? 2110. Jeez Louise, we have another 3 hours left in this session too. Am I seeing that right? Yeah, we got 3 hours left in this session. Let's look at one other thing. We haven't checked it yet, which we should. 66%. That's good. I like that. That's on a 4 hour too. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Skirting on that baseline. Break above that baseline. We're going to see a surge. I think majority of us, right, or quite a few of us, you know, some of us longed from this area right over here, 1903, 1905. And then we had add backs inside of this area right over here. I don't know who is still holding those. If you're still holding those, I'm kind of speaking to you. Like my first TP that I would look at, you know, taking significant profits would be somewhere right around here, inside this area, 2174. And then, you know, if it keeps pushing, then I'm not looking for any shorts here inside this area. Like this would be the area that I'm looking to start shorting. That could be a juicy short. But keeping a tight stop loss, right? Just keeping your stop loss something like 2648, 2658, somewhere in that area. Because the next level is going to be here. But we have all this open space, and 2600 is like 0.382 on a fib level, which is like the bare minimum that you'll see for a wave B. Typically, it goes to 0.382. And that's measured from a 5-day. So it's not a low time frame or moderate time frame fib level. It's relatively a higher data time frame. Good gosh. Oh no, that was the other one. Wait, was that recent? No. Yeah. Jeez. Aster. Aster hit another all-time low. I'm glad I didn't take that one. That would have hurt. That would have sucked. What did I have on a 15-minute over here? Or was it? There you are. 50-50. No red dot print on that just yet. Still green dot here, still in compression zone. Ooh, they all flip short. They flip short like a mug. They're longing Sol on a 15-second. At least order flow wise. Heavy longs going into Sol right now. Where is Sol? Yeah, heavy longs going into Sol right now. I'm gonna change this to. I'll change this to 1 hour too. I don't know why I have two of them. I don't need two of them. Sol's getting all the love right now. Completely lost that line. All that bearish retest. Just printed a green dot on a 1 minute. 57% bullish trend. They don't have full grasp of it yet, which makes sense because DMI on 4 hour is still high volatility. There's a lot of compression going on with that ADX. It's still anybody's game, right? It's still anybody's game. If that ADX snaps up and that DI positive pushes up, we'll get our pushes up to the upside. We should sweep at least, you know, the 2088 level where that 7 is printing on the 4 hour, because your 7 was higher than your 8 and your 9. And your lead up phase on that was printing a 1 at that time. Need a derobe. I'm kind of hot. Temperature's jumping up here. Yeah, 1984. It's the same area. 1985. That's what it needs to close over in the next 2 hours and 55 minutes. It needs to close above that on a 4 hour to keep that setup phase in a bearish setup phase. Mm. And Sol is looking good. I mean, from an order flow perspective, they're still long in it. Overall, market-wise, trend and momentum-wise, it's trying to flip into long. It keeps going between long, neutral, and short. That kind of makes sense with the whole indecisions that we keep seeing. I'm on. Get back into that 1985 area. We got to close above that on a 4 hour. If you get any questions from you guys, feel free to ask. I'll be checking chats here. Sol has good targets. I mean, I have targets for Sol that sit like around like 142. Well, 109 start. 109, 136, and then in between that area. So 109 and 136, that's what I'd be looking for. Kind of treating it like ETH, you know, long the dips, long those dips. And if you're gonna short, you know, I'd scalp short them. To be honest with you, just scalp short them. Right back down again, you little bugger. Yeah, maybe 1902, here we come. That's what that looks like. Man, that's tough. Dump, pump, dump. There's no news. Nothing on the calendar. Nothing that's really gonna employ me yet, but that's more jobs, which is good. Nothing that stood out. Bear chop. What, bull chop? Are you gonna give us a bull chop or are you gonna give us another bear chop? That's tough, guys. It's tough. Yeah. Yeah. It stopped mine. But I mean, I had already taken profits before I got stopped, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, swings are definitely difficult in this current market. Swings are definitely difficult. I mean, if we can hold something like this, we can hold this pattern, and we'll get a rectangle bottom. Hmm. Yeah, when we start to see price action like this, that's just going chop 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 chop. can't. I mean, it's very difficult to hold that, or at least be committed to it in that sense. Like, sure, you'll make some profits on it on both sides, but in my opinion, I mean, I would just scalp it. I would just scalp it. There we go. Show some life. Okay, so now we have a clear retest of this area inside this zone. Probabilities are greater, pointing to the downside, at least from this time frame perspective, from a 15-minute. 4 hours still showing indecision. All right, so maybe we get another little dippy poo inside these areas. You seen that meme from Stranger Things? You know, if you watch Stranger Things, at least the last season, at the very end, when they're all saying, I believe. That's where I'm at right now. I believe. I believe.
Spell of invisibility was not real.
That's me with my ETH positions and my ETH longs. I believe. I believe. What's up, buddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is this? I don't know. Give me a coffee. Yeah, no, we're definitely not gonna do that. Sorry, music. My bad. Dog water, boy. This is dog water. This is a little bit lower, man. Yeah, this party looks like it's just getting started for River. It's any one of these three levels. I mean, there's Confluence that sits right over here because we have a Hot Pocket that sits here, and we got a 1.272 level that sits there, which is normal for an extension for a Wave C. Was it weekly that I was looking at this? I already closed that. And I'm gonna bring this down. Yeah, I'll keep that right there. That's fine. Unless I get a massive flush into 2.6, and that would be juicy. Very, very juicy. Of course. Why would USDT be coming down? Why would it? It does not want to go to its home. Another doji? That's crazy. You're gonna give us another doji? Can't close like that. You gave us a long-legged doji as is. Thank you. Don't close like that. And you guys got me for about another hour or so. I'll be back inside the server. Kind of just waiting game. streams go so much better when price actually moves. We had some good positions, some good shorts, decent shorts, at least those that took them. I scalped mine. I already got out of my short, or at least scalped a good majority of it. Still holding on to my long. Just a quick update on the community. We had posted an announcement-wise that we're going to be closing the doors to the community by the end of this week. Once we cross that 200 member threshold, and just really hyper focusing on the individuals that are in there, those that want to learn, those that are trying to build strategies, those that are asking questions, and really just have a big focus on the core members, the individuals that are inside of the group already. I say that because if you have a friend or a buddy or a pal, family member, what have you, this is a community where everyone's welcome, especially if it's like minds in the sense of trading, and they themselves are trying to build, or maybe they have something to add in the sense of value, because we already have a good amount of traders in there that provide different setups and things like that. So just a heads up to you, if you're new to the channel, if you're watching for the first time, or maybe you're not inside of the server, you see the link that's there inside of the description. That link will be invalid here by the end of the week, and by next month we'll open up again. I believe our trading campaign ends on the 3rd of March. So we'll have a new campaign that will roll out inside the month of March. We're going to do something specific for VIP, so most likely we'll be doing a trading challenge for VIP. We also have some giveaways going on, or at least that we're developing for VIP. One of them is going to be a TradingView premium account for 1 year. So there's some things that we're working on inside of the server for you guys. I've already shared with you earlier in the stream today. There's a good amount of educational content in there already though so far, things that I have posted myself personally, but there's also books in there as far as resources that if you want to dabble into other like minds, people that have written books about certain strategies, setups, things of that nature, they're all in there. So make sure that you're positioning yourself to learn. Always remain a student. That's the best way I put it. That's one thing my mentor always taught me. Always remain a student. And a heads up, if you guys don't have VIP access and you've already followed all the prompts, just shoot me a DM and I'll make sure that you get it. Same thing with your VIP 3, as far as trading bonuses and things like that with Bitsunix. Make sure that you do have it within like 72 hours after you've made your deposit. If you don't, then again, just reach out to me. I'm be more than happy to assist. They're giving like 30% discount off of fees, and then they're also giving deposit bonuses. So like, I think if you deposit up to like, I think first $100 you get like $20 back. I believe like the next 200 or 500. I think it's 500. They give you like 80 back, and I think if you deposit like somewhere like 1,000, then they give you like 200 back. Just trading bonuses that they'll give you on top of whatever you're already depositing. You got to maintain and hold it inside of the account for at least 3 days at minimum, and then you'll start seeing those bonuses starting to appear inside your rewards. I've been weaning off of coffee, so if you notice why I'm yawning so much, I actually haven't had coffee like in like 3 days. Just going through cycles like that, so it's not so much dependency on it, but been weaning off of it, and I'm not liking it. Need that caffeine hit. I think Thursday, since Thursday is going to be a later stream, like later on in the day, I believe Thursday, what we're going to do inside of the Discord is we're actually going to run a free class as well too. I'll post some ideas up here inside my corner, either today or tomorrow, running a poll for you guys, what you guys want to learn, and we'll go from there. I think I have tea. It's actually not a bad idea. I'm Cuban though, man, so I like that coffee taste. It's kind of like what I grew up with. Coffee was always around. So un cafecito or a café con leche that'll actually give to, youngins, like 9 and above. Kind of run into some stagnant areas here. Yeah, 12:30 to a PM session really didn't do much. Got a nice 9 there. Same story. Change a character, change a character, change a character. Volatile, 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 volatile. From a bearish perspective, it's like I don't dispute the shorts. I'm not saying that the shorts are bad. I mean, I took a short here with you guys. But like long-term wise, it's like, man, wouldn't you want to see a higher price first so you can get into a more aggressive short? Unless all these big wallets are just taking, massive margin positions and then getting in and getting out, which is spoofing the market. Sol is still holding, from a order flow perspective, still holding long. Looks good. Overall market, crypto as a whole, it's relatively showing longs. Doge, man, I haven't touched Doge in like almost like 2-3 years. I think I even removed it. Yeah, I think I removed it. You know what? Let's look at Ordi for a second. I haven't looked at Ordi in a long time. Oh my gosh. Wow. You're at 2.78? My goodness. What happened, Ordi? I think it was not last year, it was 2024. Yeah, 2024. I was calling for 13 on Ordi, which we got right in February. I was anticipating this to be like a bottom area, but none of this. None of this. If I were to get into Ordi, where would I get in at? Nothing here on a weekly. Sheesh. Interesting. So A, B, C? I mean, It's an anomaly. Nah.
You and me, hanging from the willow tree, quietly drifting in the open breeze. Suddenly, the wind blows you away from me. Now I see we were never meant to be. If only we could travel back in time. Whoa, right where we belong. Maybe we'll never need a reason why.
What the heck just happened to that food level?
Dance until the dawn. If only we could travel back in time. Whoa, right where we belong. Maybe we'll never
What?
need a reason why. Whoa, dance until the dawn.
Bro, did this like literally like just disappear off the chart? Oh, that's stupid.
Born from the same branch and leaves, wild and free, living here in harmony. Don't you see? This is where you want to be. When you leave, the world is never what it seems. If only we could travel back in time. Whoa, right where we belong. Maybe we'll never need a reason why. Whoa, dance until the dawn. If only we
It's way too aggressive. I can't even get a proper count on that. Yeah, that's absurd.
dance until the dawn.
I don't even know how to measure that. Apparently I already had setups going on over here. Damn. And if I can get, actually I need to adjust this. This is a regular channel. Point eight is right over here. What is that? 3.48. And it's bouncing off of 50 right now. It's trying to hold that 50. Damn, that's risky. Yeah, wait for a green dot on that to print. Because what we're on, what did I have? What was it, Friday? There was. Yeah, it's right over here. Okay, cool. Yeah, that looks a little better. Yeah, that's right on the money. Yeah, that's 0.76 as well too. Yeah, I'll do that for Ordi. Man, that's gonna take a long time. There's no way you're inside of a compression zone. Nah, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'll give you this structure. Okay. I'll put this in March. You imagine longing. Imagine longing Ordi from a $1.93 and it pushes up to like 49. I'll post this inside my channel so you guys have an idea. If you guys are interested in Ordi, feeling kind of nostalgic with it, so haven't traded Ordi in a while. Kind of what I would look for. And while ETH is taking a nice nap, what was the low? The low for when that's on a 1 minute. Excuse me, sorry, that's on a 1 minute. Went to 1957. 1957 is a key area too. Let me drop this inside of the channel for us. All right, Ordi's in there for you guys. ETH dropped to 1954. USDT sitting right at that 0.32 level again. I wouldn't. No, I'm not. I wouldn't short river. Oops, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I wouldn't short river. I'm waiting for the long on river. And let's see if we can get an actual sustainable bounce. I didn't add to my long or anything like that, guys. I just didn't. I'm fine with my position the way it is. I'm not going to be greedy on it. I've already TP'd on the short. Short played out well enough where it guarded, you know, some of the push back down. 2174, man. That would be ideal. Ideal. And I'd be fine with 1902 as well too. Like I'd be fine with that level as well. But if I'm going to look at my wave count and I'm going to utilize a minute wave count, then see what I'm talking about? Like this is like bare minimum. I would expect us to have some type of turbulence when we get inside this area, because look at all this empty space that sits over here. Look at this void right over here. You know, same thing what we had over here when we came down. We had this space, so all this move up over here cleared it. But now we have a space here. We still have a little bit of a space here with a 9 failure. So I think for me, in my opinion, from a minute wave count perspective, I feel like that would be weak. And I feel like they would probably try to squeeze all these shorts over here into these upper levels right over here. Even squeeze these shorts that are sitting here. Run those stops. Then I would say, okay, if I have signs of weakness, you know, if I start breaking down and I'm having a hard time breaking out of that, I look at a potential scalp short in that area, because wave 5 is obviously going to put us a little bit higher, because then we have all this open space, all this. And you can see the rectangle, right? I hope you guys can see it. Right. Drop down, right? It's very similar. Drop down, moving. And inside that rectangle, it's up, down, up, down, up, down. It's kind of the same thing that we're seeing right now. I'm just gonna wait for river. I just want to see river just bing. And I could be wrong about these two levels too, guys. I could be completely wrong, because if my harmonic is correct, then wave B is done and it's heading towards wave C. But you're not gonna get a, like, this doesn't make any sense, right, from a harmonic perspective. Neither does that. Neither does that. Like the most sense makes around these levels. So I'm going to see what we can get here. Maybe it's a scalp long. We can get inside the zone. Maybe the entire harmonic is going to be completely invalidated. I don't know that part. Right? That's why I have wave C's that are sitting inside this area. Like this is a weak wave C, moderate, and then this is when we start getting into deeper levels. This is ridiculous. But golly. You know, all-time low. So I would have no idea what to do over here once we blow past this level right over here. I'd have no idea. This is just the mathematics for an extension level. I'll tell you right now, if that goes there, oh man, I'm gonna laugh. But that's about it. I'm not laughing at anybody, just laughing because, you know, that's crypto. That's crypto. So I really want to see something occur here, and let me be wrong. Let me be wrong about, you know, my harmonic pattern, and let's just say this is wave C, and then we get a wave 1, and then, you know, start remeasuring from there. Because essentially this could have been wave 1, and then this is wave 2, but we came to a 0.88 level. We've obviously breached that area. We've breached that. So this can get deeper. I'll just put on like a 0.93. Yeah, see 0.93 lines up there. That's 0.98. So 98% of that pump, it would retrace. Sounds about right for crypto. Sounds about right. Be right back. I'm going to use the restroom, guys. Now, who knows? We could be trapping here. We could be setting some traps, bear traps wise. Like, that's unconfirmed. I'm just giving you some probabilities of what could be. Here's where you guys are at. I'll put a poll up for you guys real quick. I see some of you guys are hedged. That's what's up. How you guys are longing. That's what's up. There's no right answer. Just curious as to where you guys are at. Abundance remind me of tea. I'm gonna go see if I can find some tea. All right, got some tea. Letting it brew. What do we got? Yeah, what do you do with that? I mean, besides get in and get out, right? You can't hold that crap. Did I even do a wave 5 on that yet? Hmm. So maybe I get my fifth over there. Jeez, then I'll come right back down to this again. That's ridiculous. Okay. I'm gonna just be optimistic here. Oh, I have that wrong. I have that all wrong. I have that all wrong. I have that all wrong. There's the minute. Yep. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's what gets me there. Okay, there we go. Good call on the T. So let me go back to this. Where was I? Yeah, that's fine. This might take a little bit more time. It's okay. I'm just gonna hide this for now. I don't need it right now. Same thing, same difference right here. Same difference. If you just want to make it look cleaner, same difference. Yep. Did I just put that idea? Here it is. Gives me a 4-5 here. Because I don't know how long this rectangle is going to take to play out, because this wave C could always do something like this. Actually, I'll throw on a fib. Let's just use some mathematics here. Let's just assume we go here and retest that level. Sure enough. I'm gonna go play the lotto if that happens. If it happens just like that, I'm gonna go play the lotto. Bigger swings in this area. This might be drawn out a little bit more, but you get the idea. Did I get a pattern out of that? I can actually get a pattern out of that too, if that's the case. Yeah, I can get an end star out of that. We'll come back to that. I'll put this inside of my I'll put this inside the challenge section just so you guys, so it's easy for you guys to track. Yeah, that's it. I like that. Okay. 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 So that's in there for you guys. That's the idea. So it's easy for us to track. There's another monthly in here that's missing. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's invalidated. That just shows me the equilibrium. I'll keep that on there because that gives me the equilibrium. But it's not valid. But I do like the equilibrium area. That part is valid. So this stretch, right? You can see obviously this is like a consolidation phase, if you will. You know, false breakout, breakdown. This could very well be the trap for us, that they're laying a trap here, laying a bear trap. You know, showing resistance here in this area, and then we can kind of move to this side over here. You know, if we get an impulse that goes, you know, by the 18th, which is tomorrow, that's great. But I think we'll probably move a little bit sideways, because when we're looking at, again, when we're going back over to DMI, you know, we really need to see this ADX move up. So I think it's still compressing. It's still squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. And then we'll get a pop. We'll get a move to the upside. Once you see that pop, once you see that ADX rise and that DI positive rise, like, don't short. Don't short. I mean, unless you plan on being in something like on a 30-second candle, 5-second candle, something like that. But I personally won't be. And I just posted in there, like, I'm not really interested in the short, you know, from here, because I don't think the risk reward is ideal, especially if I get a bounce at 0.236 down to 0.382. I don't think that's worth it. It's roughly what, 60 pips, something like that. Sure, it could be beneficial to some, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, you know, we short here again and then it comes all the way back down. I could very well be wrong in that regard. But just using the math and just looking at this setup, looking at this rectangle over here, you know, this, I have 3 hits over here. I probably need to get 2 more hits over here. And then I probably need about another hit or 3 more hits over here. So I could possibly come back down to this level and see something like this. All right, giving us our extra hits right here. Boom, 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 boom. But right now that looks good. I'm glad I closed the short. I'm happy with that decision. Climb back over 1986. Yep, that's good. That's good that you took that. That's good. This just feels trappy on lower time frames. We got another green dot that printed here. We didn't get any red dots that printed over here. Yes, we got a red dot that printed inside this area, but this is more pointing towards divergence in that area. You can see it right here. I don't know why that's so thick, but okay. You know, and this narrative changes obviously if we sweep down below, 1939 underneath this area right over here, which is 1928, 1929, and then we tap into here. Then I just really need to redo this whole minute count, because I'm looking for this minute count inside this rectangle bottom. Should have added to my long, but I didn't. Just holding. Just holding. All right, guys. Well, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to fire away. If not, just catch me inside of the server. I'll be in there momentarily. I'm gonna grab a quick bite to eat. And all the ideas, everything that we've discussed here live today, all of those setups are inside of the server. So if you want to see them, quick and readily available, just look for the stream playback section and you'll see it there. If you want to watch the playback to get a better understanding as far as the thought process behind it, feel free to watch it. Everything will be there at your disposal. As I mentioned before, if you guys have questions for me, once we hop offline here, feel free to shoot me in a DM or go into the war room and put your questions there. I'll be engaging with you guys regularly throughout the remainder of the course of the day. Like I said, I'm going to get a quick bite to eat, nourish my body, and then get right back onto these charts. It's been a good stream with you guys though so far. Pretty wild moves on both sides. So if you guys did take that short where we were looking at shorts earlier, you guys did have some profits inside those zones. I posted as far as where I was taking profits on mine. So it was a good quick scalp for us, within like an hour to 2 hours. So it was a profitable move altogether. Outside of that, please be safe as you go through the remainder of the day. This chop can destroy a lot of us up here. Not just the portfolio, but a lot of us up here. So don't overcommit to a position. That's ultimately what I want to share with you guys. Continue to be profitable. And above all, God bless you. Peace be with you. And if nobody's told you today, I love you. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.